Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital, GH. Spoilers suggest that now that Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, and Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, are diving into a romance, many fans wonder if the show made a mistake by killing off Dex Heller, Evan Hofer. While the GH writers may have wanted to pivot Joss in a new direction, has this entire storyline been a wash? Especially Dex's death. GH spoilers imply that Vaughn and Joss don't exactly have the same sparks as Joss and Dex had. In fact, in many ways, he seems like an arrogant creep, although there has to be some decency hidden somewhere inside of him. As he's a fairly new character, he could have some redeeming qualities, but at this point, they are hard to see. Joss and Dex were together a lot longer, so maybe fans need time. But sparks are sparks, and Joss and Vaughn don't seem to have the same magic Joss and Dex had. It also didn't help that Joss was thrown into the world of the WSB shortly after Dex's passing, which still seems off to fans. It felt like Dex was stabbed. He passed away unexpectedly, thanks to Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, and his digitalists. Joss looked into it, and within mere months, she turned into a WSB superspy. Not to mention her killing Cyrus too, in the mix. Dex's passing was needed in order for Joss's life to take this direction, and Vaughn was brought in to solidify this as her new romantic interest. While the root of the arc centers around Carly Spencer's Laura Wright reaction, eventually, to learning Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, lured her into the dangerous world of the WSB, and what Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, may do if he found out. For many fans, it was just too much, too soon where Joss is concerned. It's also important to remember, many couples have a rocky start with fans, only to win them over. If Vaughn saves Joss's life or does something noble like cover her with Jack, if she makes a mistake, he could redeem himself in the fans' eyes. The two may also hit the sheets and prove they have more chemistry than meets the eye as well. The aftermath of Dex Heller's shocking death on General Hospital is stirring up more than just emotions in Port Charles. Outside the screen, fans are reeling, questioning the creative decision to axe a beloved character just as he was becoming more integrated into the legacy of the show. In the weeks following the grim turn of events, social media has exploded with reactions ranging from heartbreak to outright outrage, with many viewers asking, was killing off Dex the right move for the show? And more pressingly, did the writers miscalculate by attempting to pivot Jocelyn and Vaughn into a compelling post-Dex storyline? From the moment Evan Hofer stepped into the role of Dex Heller, there was an electric buzz. Dex came in hot, a mysterious ex-military operative hired by Michael Corinthos to infiltrate Sonny's world and ultimately bring him down. But what started as a secretive takedown plot quickly evolved into something much deeper. Viewers began to peel back the layers of Dex's personality. He wasn't just a hired hand, he had ethics, guilt, and a slowly unraveling backstory that drew fans in. He wasn't just Sonny's enemy. He became a protector, a surrogate son, and eventually, a romantic hero when his chemistry with Jocelyn Jacks ignited the screen. Dex and Jocelyn, affectionately known as Jex by their fans, offered something rare in daytime television. An organic, slow-burn love story fueled by tension, danger, and emotional vulnerability. Their love scenes were passionate, but their quiet moments of connection were what truly resonated. Fans watched Jocelyn grow from a fiery teen into a young woman who made bold choices for love, even turning against her own family's legacy to stand by Dex. So when the news dropped that Dex had been killed off, fans didn't just lose a character, they lost one half of a couple they had invested in deeply. The details surrounding Dex's death are still being unpacked in the storyline. Some believe his demise was a necessary plot device to reignite Sonny's ruthless side, while others argue it was a waste of potential, especially considering the breadcrumbs dropped about Dex's past. we still didn't know who his real family was. Hints were given that he had more connections to Port Charles than anyone realized. There was even speculation that he could be related to Jason Morgan, or worse, another Cassadine wildcard. That mystery now seems buried with him, unless the show is planning a surprise resurrection, which in Soapland is never entirely off the table. But what is undeniable is the shift in energy. With Dex gone, a giant hole has been left in the lives of several key characters, most notably Jocelyn. Vaughn, portrayed by actor Ellis Waller, entered the canvas as a troubled bad boy with a murky past and a smooth-talking demeanor. Introduced shortly after Dex's exit, he was framed as a sharp contrast to Jocelyn's late boyfriend, slicker, more aggressive, and less morally centered. At first, fans gave him a chance. After all, new blood is always essential for keeping Port Charles unpredictable. But as Vaughn and Jocelyn's interactions grew, so did the criticism. Their chemistry, or lack thereof, has been a focal point of fan commentary. Unlike Jex, which developed through mutual trust and dramatic tension, Joss and Vaughn feel manufactured, like a forced plot mechanism rather than a natural evolution. Online polls and Reddit threads reveal a stark consensus. Viewers are not buying into this new pairing. The speed at which Jocelyn has moved on feels jarring to many, especially given how deep her relationship with Dex was portrayed. Fans wanted to see her spiral, to fall apart, to demand justice, not flirt with someone new in a matter of episodes. Some GH insiders speculate that the writers are using Vaughn as a distraction from deeper issues, including the show's recent pacing problems and character rotations. It's no secret that General Hospital has been navigating cast exits and budget shifts behind the scenes. Some believe Evan Hofer's departure was not entirely a creative decision, but influenced by broader production goals. Still, the backlash suggests that if the show thought they could simply replace Dex with another heartthrob and replicate the magic, they underestimated the audience. Soap fans are loyal, and they remember. Vaughn's storyline also hasn't helped endear him to viewers. While Dex had complex motivations, torn loyalties, hidden pain, and a slow redemption arc, Vaughn has so far been painted with a much broader brush. He's flirty, deflective, and occasionally threatening, but we know very little about what drives him. The writing seems to be relying on clichés, and without deeper development, Vaughn risks becoming a forgettable filler character rather than a breakout star. What also stings for many is the lack of proper closure. Dex's final scenes were brutal. His body found in a warehouse. No heroic goodbye, no tearful last words. Just a cold death and a city that's already trying to move on. Some fans have compared his exit to other infamous GH deaths, like those of Nathan West or Morgan Corinthos. Tragic and too soon, but packed with emotional weight. In contrast, Dex's death feels undercooked. Even the characters on screen seem oddly detached. Aside from a few scenes of Jocelyn breaking down, life in Port Charles has marched on at an almost disrespectful pace. Sonny is back to his usual antics, Carly is distracted by business drama, and Michael barely mentions the man he once used as a pawn. It's as if the show wants viewers to forget the emotional investment they made. But fans don't forget. They carry these stories with them, and when characters are discarded without care, it affects viewer loyalty. There's also growing frustration that Jocelyn, arguably one of the most dynamic young women on the canvas, is being boxed into romantic storylines that don't serve her. With Dex, she found purpose and fire. With Vaughn, she seems adrift. It's worth remembering that Eden McCoy, who portrays Jocelyn, is a powerhouse actress who can easily carry heavier material. Fans are urging the show to dig deeper into Jocelyn's grief, her rage, and her quest for answers. Instead, we're seeing flirtation scenes in the park and vague conversations about trust. Some are even calling for Jocelyn to take on a vigilant role, going after whoever ordered Dex's murder, whether it's Sonny, Valentine, or a new threat entirely. that would honor her love for Dex and give her a compelling narrative independent of romance. The burning question remains, can GH course correct? Is there a redemption path for Vaughn, or is he doomed to flop? Can the show afford to ignore the fan outrage? History shows that General Hospital has walked back decisions before. Characters presumed dead have returned. Storylines have been rewritten in response to viewer outcry. If the writers are listening, there may still be time to salvage this arc. Perhaps Dex is alive, hidden by the WSB, or rescued by an off-screen hero. Maybe Vaughn has a secret connection to Dex or a larger role in Port Charles' criminal underworld. There are ways to layer complexity into the current plot that would deepen interest and rebuild investment. But doing nothing, pretending Dex didn't matter, may prove to be a costly mistake. At its core, General Hospital is about relationships and legacy. When the show leans into those strengths, it thrives. Killing off Dex without closure and trying to shoehorn Jocelyn into an unconvincing new romance feels like a betrayal of that core. Fans are willing to embrace change, but not at the expense of emotional truth. If the writers want to honor the passion fans brought to the Dex story, they'll need to start treating that history with the weight it deserves. That might mean giving Jocelyn a real arc of grief, putting Vaughn on a slower trajectory, or even admitting that pulling Dex off the canvas was premature. One thing is clear, viewers are watching closely, and their voices are louder than ever. In the ever-shifting world of General Hospital, no door is ever truly closed. If the show plays its cards right, this could become a powerful redemption arc, not just for the characters, but for the writers themselves. They have the talent. They have the audience. What remains to be seen is whether they have the courage to admit when they've made the wrong call, and the vision to make it right. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.